My question is, if the Greek government agrees even tomorrow morning in these prior actions that you said, that you mentioned, the 89 prior actions, will the IMF agree to this disbursement of the next tranche from the bailout money, or will the IMF abstain from the Greek program as long as the Greek debt is considered unsustainable?
You know, there's something inconsistent in your question, if I may say, because to agree tomorrow morning on prior action is one thing, but actually prior action means acting. So there will always be a lapse of time during which prior actions have to be implemented. Now, from the initial list, a lot has already been done, and Greece is doing a lot. There is no question about it. But acting means acting, not just speaking. So the list of prior actions have to be implemented. And that's one part of the equation. Everything has to be considered. The whole set of requirements has to be assessed for it to be a review from the IMF point of view. So we'll do the job, we'll stick to what we have to do, and we'll be determined to do as quickly and as much as we can.
Peter Spiegel with the Financial Times. Once again to you, Ms. Lagarde, on Greece. There's been much reporting, particularly out of Greece, but by others, about the IMF taking perhaps a more realistic view of Greek debt sustainability and implementation risks. Are you able to give us a little sense of what your concerns are in that regard, and to what extent you feel a public sector debt restructuring might be needed to put Greece back on to a sustainable debt path? Thank you.
You know, I think altogether in the Troika we are focused on one thing, which is to help Greece, help the Greek population, and make sure that the country gets back on its feet and regains access to market at some stage. That's the overall objective. Now, to support that, there are lots of components that have to be put in place. You know, they all come to mind, and they will all have to be assessed in due course to make sure that we reach together with Greece, the Greek population and the Greek authorities, the objectives that we all share.
Good evening, it's Marco Zatterin from La Stampa. There has been the verdict from Moody's about the ESM. There's a AAA, but there's an outlook which is negative. Can you explain this, or, I mean, it's just another wrong evaluation from the rating agencies? Thank you.
Yes, that's very easy to explain. Of course, we are very much linked to the rating of our member states. This is comparable to the EFSF. However, the ESM is less dependent on the rating of our member states, but not totally independent. That's why Moody's has this negative outlook. But the rating is the best possible. Fitch also, you may have seen that, came out today and gave us a top rating, AAA. So we are very happy with that.
Thank you very much. I have a question for Madame Lagarde and for Commissioner Wren, please, and Carl from the Irish Examiner. The IMF's report, just being released now, contains a short study on why their growth forecasts are continuously wrong, and concludes that the IMF, as well as the European Commission, are underestimating the effects of fiscal consolidation on investment, on GDP and employment for quite some time. Are you concerned about the implications of this on IMF and EU austerity programs, and are you reviewing the formula used? Thank you.
No, I don't even know where you are and who you are. So where are you? Oh, okay. And which is your publication?
I'm from the Irish Examiner, thank you.
Good. Well, the second thing I would like to ask you, which publication exactly are you referring to?
It's included in the IMF Chapter 2 report, just released now.
Of what? Of the GFSR or the WEO?
The WEO.
The WEO, okay. Well, you know, anything that is written in the WEO is certainly drafted with intelligence drawn from the Article 4, from the review that we do, is considered very carefully by our research department, reviewed internally, and certainly is taken as a solid piece of either policy advice or analysis of what we see down on the ground. Now, I'm not exactly sure which piece within the WEO, the chapter 2 of the WEO you're referring to. I'd be very happy to take that offline with you, if you will.